Big news here in Texas. Governor Greg Abbott signs landmark legislation which will allow law enforcement officers to arrest and prosecute illegal aliens crossing and over into the state. We're going to watch some video. Of course, he's facing a lot of scrutiny over this, but this is big. Let's check it out.
Biden's deliberate inaction has left Texas to fend for itself. The authors of the United States Constitution foresaw a situation when the federal government would be inattentive to states that faced challenges at their borders. And in response, they inserted Article 1, Section 10 to the United States Constitution to empower states to take action to defend themselves. And that is exactly what Texas is doing. I will sign 3 laws today to better protect Texas and America from Biden's border neglect. The first is Senate Bill 4 from the 4th special session. The goal of Senate Bill 4 is to stop the tidal wave of illegal entry into Texas. It creates a criminal offense for illegal entry into Texas from a foreign nation. For repeat offenders, it creates the offense of illegal reentry with a potential prison sentence term of up to 20 years. The bill provides a mechanism to order an illegal immigrant to return to the foreign nation from which they entered. I want to thank the Senate sponsor, Charles Perry, and the House sponsor, David Spiller, for getting this to my desk. Senate Bill 4 is now law in the state of Texas.
Now, before we move forward with the other 2 bills that he signed, that was probably the biggest border legislation signed in the country, in my opinion, that I know of, because this is something that the federal government should be doing. They should be deporting people. They should be prosecuting people, arresting people, whatever. This is not the job of the states. This is not the job of the state of Texas, but the fact that the Biden administration has created such a terrible crisis at the border, we have to step in and fill in the gaps where they are not. So the thing is, building a wall is one thing. Arresting people coming across the border and prosecuting them is another, because this will set the precedent that, okay, we can't go into the state of Texas because they're going to arrest us and jail us for possibly up to 20 years for reentry. So this is big. Of course, he's facing a lot of scrutiny over this. The ACLU has already threatened to sue. We're going to see this in the courts, and it's supposed to take effect March 6th, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully this will make it on through.
I'm also signing Senate Bill 3 from the 4th special session. Senate Bill 3 adds $1.54 billion more to build more border barriers and walls like what we have here. It includes also $40 million for the Texas Department of Public Safety for border security operations and increased law enforcement presence.
That increased law enforcement presence also includes Colony Ridge. If you don't remember what Colony Ridge is, or if you haven't heard of it, it is that land which is being used basically as like a small town or neighborhood for people who come across the border and don't have credit. They have really high interest rates, up to 15% to buy property there and things like that. It's a big mess, but I'm glad we're seeing an increased presence there of law enforcement, because a lot of dangerous activity goes on at Colony Ridge.
Texas has already completed more than 16 miles of wall, and we have under construction more than 33 miles of wall. In addition to that, more than 110 miles of razor wire barrier have been laid out. This law I'm about to sign will fund many more miles of wall and barrier just like this. Senate Bill 3 will help to deter illegal immigration and support our law enforcement response to the Biden border crisis. Senate Bill 3 for more border wall construction is now law in the state of Texas.
Look, every bit helps. With 16 miles, we've already completed with 33 more coming, so 49 miles right there. Yes, we have a long border here in Texas, 1,254 miles, but every mile counts. We have to protect our state at all costs.
And last of the bills today is Senate Bill 4 from the third special session. It involves smuggling and stash houses. Smuggling illegal immigrants has gotten out of control. In 2017, there were 370 arrests for smuggling illegal immigrants in Texas. Now in 2023, that number has skyrocketed to 7,700 arrests for smuggling illegal immigrants in Texas. That's more than a 2,000% increase. And it's not just the cartels doing it. Many Texas residents are doing it. Cartels advertise on TikTok and enticing residents to make a quick buck. Too often the smugglers are released back out on the streets. What Senate Bill 4 does is it puts an end to that process. It creates a mandatory 10-year minimum prison sentence for smuggling illegal immigrants. It also creates a 5-year minimum prison sentence for operating a stash house in Texas. I want to thank Senate Sponsor Pete Flores and House Sponsor Ryan Guillen for getting this to my desk.
And I've actually seen advertisements on what's that website where you can buy things on? Shoot, I forgot what it's called. It'll come to me. But anyway, you buy cars and you get jobs and all, and they have job postings. I forgot what it's called. I can't think of it. But anyway, I've seen these postings online of people offering to pay people, to do a job. There's a phone number there you contact, and you have to go to a certain location, and you go pick people up, it's these cartels doing this. These people, it's for human smuggling is what it's for. Yeah, so this is good right here too. Craigslist, that's what it is.
Senate Bill 4, cracking down on human smuggling and stash houses, is now law in the state of Texas. And I want to go back because I think before I signed the border wall funding, I neglected to mention the sponsors of that bill who deserve credit.
All right, so there you have it. 3 bills signed by Governor Greg Abbott here in the state of Texas, cracking down on the Biden border crisis. Now, there was some polling done, which is very telling about where Americans stand on this issue. Let's check it out.
New York and Chicago. And with all that comes some incredible new polling that show the vast majority of Americans want illegal immigrants kicked out of the country. 67% of American voters, according to a new Fox poll, want to deport illegals back to where they came from. That is nearly 7 in 10 Americans. That includes more than half of Biden 2020 voters, who now say they want illegals deported from the country. It also includes 48.
That's very telling. Over half of Biden supporters want illegal aliens deported from the country.
Percent of Democrats who say deport illegals. Only 44% of Democrats oppose deporting illegals. Also, nearly half of Hispanic voters in the country saying illegal immigrants in the country need to be deported. That's an incredible poll. And what these numbers prove is that there is a major reckoning coming for our government. It'll likely happen in 2024, although our government has become quite efficient at subverting the will of the people, as we know. But there is a reckoning.
Yeah, so a plurality of Biden voters, 2020 Biden voters want illegal aliens deported from the country. And that's very telling because in Democrats, what is that? What percentage did it say? 48%? Yeah, well, actually, plurality of Biden voters want people gone, deported from, Democrats, I'm sorry, want people deported from the country. 48% compared to 44% who oppose. That's a huge number because Democrats are the party of open borders. You know, the people in D.C. and across the country that run the states, they're all about these open borders. But the voters are singing a different tune. Now, Governor Abbott has received a lot of criticism over the past couple of years, saying he should do more. He's not doing enough. But I think these bills right here is a big step in the right direction. And I wish this would have been done last legislative session, back in 2021. But yes, I know there are a lot of things that it's very difficult to get past when it comes to human beings. When it comes to people coming across the border, it's a very touchy issue because that's a job of the federal government. So a lot of times Greg Abbott can only do so much. He can't do everything we want him to do, but this right here was a big, bold step, and we know there are going to be legal challenges facing this bill that he passed, specifically the SB4, being able to arrest illegal people coming across the border. You know, and look, better late than never. Operation Lone Star has been somewhat of a success, getting a lot of criminal charges, criminal charges, criminal convictions, arresting thousands and thousands of people and sending them over to Border Patrol, razor wire, seizing drugs, lots of razor wire, lots of different things we've been doing Operation Lone Star to somewhat deter illegal aliens from coming over. We spent billions of dollars on this project, on this operation, and hopefully these bills will make a huge difference from people coming over to the state of Texas, because we can't have unfettered illegal immigration. We can't have it. There's a process. The thing is, you want to keep the bad guys out. That's the whole point of this, keeping the bad guys out. That's the main reason for this. And also, they just want people to do it the right way. I'm not opposed to immigration at all. Americans are very accepting of immigrants. We have over 1 million people a year coming, getting their citizenship. 1 million people. Man, that's a lot. So Americans are very accepting of immigrants, but legal immigration is what we want. And hopefully these bills will make a big difference in our state, and hopefully other states are watching. Arizona, I know Katie Hobbs over there, Democrat governor of Arizona, she is now sending troops to the border because she says, well, what Texas has been saying, enough inaction from the federal government, so Arizona's going to step up where the federal government is not. And I think Governor Abbott's busing strategy has been very successful because it's brought a lot of attention to the issue across the country. It's woken up a lot of people. Governor DeSantis did the same thing by sending people to Martha's Vineyard, which caused a big stir, and they got deported within 24 hours, I believe. They sent them out of there within 24 hours, something like that. Yeah, but hopefully this will bring great results. Governor Abbott is saying this could reduce illegal immigration to the state by about 50%. I guess we'll see how that plays out in the courts and once this takes effect. But keep your fingers crossed that this will be what we need to stop this crisis. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.